Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Dead Island. We're at 96% done with the story, and because of the fact that we died out there, we respawned in here. A voice on the radio told us to betray and not give the weapons to the prisoners, which is kind of a good idea. It said all the prisoners were actually terrorists, and I don't know if I particularly believe them or not, but the main quest, the quest we have to follow regardless of our own choices or beliefs, is to follow the voice's clue. And so we're gonna go back to block C with via sewers. So sewer access is what they said. Let's go over here and repair some stuff. We'll make one deodorant bomb while we're at it. I'm going through them pretty fast. I'll be really surprised if we don't end up finishing the game in this recording. We're really close. Now, it wasn't White who told us. Oh, look how pitch black that is. That is no light. Here's an experiment in making somebody walk in that completely pitch dark area. It's kind of funny we set the contrast in this game because that was never a factor. This is the first time in the entire game where it's even been a consideration that if the brightness was too low, you wouldn't be able to see. Every other section of the game has been bright sunlight. It is a unique attempt for a zombie game to have so much of the area bright. It's definitely non-traditional. Does it help or change anything? I'm gonna die. These guys are too fast and the walls are getting in the way of my sword. Stomp on that guy. So we come out of the gate swinging, in the sense that we start off really badly in this episode. We started here, and there's more zombies this way. There we go. Hopefully now we will have a little bit more room to swing our sword. See, there's like a couple of zombies over here. And they're like sewer worker zombies. They look like prisoner zombies, but a darker shade of color, one being orange and one being brown. Is there anything that is particularly dangerous about the sewer sections? That this would be the ultimate area to backtrack in? Not really. I'm not thinking of anything that would make this feel or be more dangerous. We might see some floaters. Yeah, there's a floater. So if we get down here, floaters were pains in the butt.
nothing.
New upgrades available. So I want to turn the rage requirement down on fury mode. If we get 4 more levels, I would be really surprised. Or 3 more levels, actually. That's all I need. I'd be very surprised. But if we can get that, then we would be done with the rage tier, or to the max rage tier. Not really done with it, because there's still plenty of other things that could be done. Yeah, if these guys aren't gonna... Like, that's not enough. So I guess I need to use the automatic rifle on these guys. They're one thing or the other, because yeah, these floaters are not going to go down easily. Nothing really here, except for food I could have eaten instead of using a med kit. But I don't really care, because how many med kits do we even have? We bought med kits like hours and hours ago, and we still have 21 of them. Like probably 8 hours of gameplay ago I bought like 30 med kits, and I'm still at 21. Because I keep picking, every time I use one, I pick one up, effectively. Personal ID, might as well get them. And then go up. Go up, you say? Feels like I could. Nope, let's go up this way. So we saw several of these ladders in the...
Oh my god!
Well, in the shower area. Remember they said that the shower people got massacred. Not a big deal though. Most of these guys aren't even alive. So, unless they're going to introduce a new zombie that turns all of these red zombies into live zombies, which would be cool, I'm perfectly safe. And why would you have such a huge sewer crate? And why would it be open? Nothing up there. That seemed shockingly easy there. It was like way too easy. I think we're done.
Jin, look out! Someone's coming. Quiet. Our friends. They've come for us.
What did they... So the voice on the radio apparently did save our friends.
All was quiet. And then everything went crazy. A mob of prisoners attacked Titus and his men, and then the undead came, attracted by the screams. Moen spirited us away and traded his boat to Alvaro so that he would tell us how to find you. He was helping us into a ventilation shaft when the dead got their hands on him, and he sacrificed himself so that we could get away. There were too many. There was nothing we could do. They tore into him like hungry animals, and all we could do was watch. If not for Moen, we would not be here.
Okay, great. The only thing I would say there is, so the voice on the radio really didn't save these two according to this, and Moen is out of the picture, so he's not gonna show up in Dead Island 2 unless they find some way to bring him back from being dead. Moen wasn't particularly interesting character anyway, so
yeah, you make it.
that's
Quick,
not a big
get into
issue.
the elevator.
The elevator's here.
Get into the elevator. Yeah, I think we're close to the end of the game.
Okay, now, take a second to catch your breath.
He's gassing us?
Hey, get up. Wake up. This ain't no time to be taking a damn nap.
What happened?
The fucker gassed us.
I heard you talking to White. I'm the one who helped you open the locks. We gotta get the hell out of here, like now.
And how do we do that, since Colonel Trust Me just fucked us?
You had something he wanted. He came in here and took it right off you like he knew just where to find it.
The vaccine.
What the hell? Well, that's just great. Told you we couldn't trust them.
We gotta move. Come on. There's a chopper on the roof. It's waiting for White. And if that asshole reaches it before we do, he's flying the fuck out of here and calling in the bombers. Thermonuclear annihilation. The whole goddamn island. We gotta catch him while we still have a chance.
What chance is that?
White's headed to the hospital. He's picking up his wife to take her to the chopper. Being she's out of her goddamn mind, that'll take some time. He's going through the left wing. Not so many infected, but that's the long way.
So what's the short way?
Take the elevator to the top, which takes you straight to the other wing of the hospital. It's riskier, but we can reach the roof faster. Only the badasses should take the elevator. Me and the rest will take the safer way and meet you at the top. Shake a leg for fuck's sake.
So, if this was a race, we wouldn't.
Take the low road. Go.
Good luck. Be careful.
Again, that doesn't make any sense. If we're
Maybe
trying
there's
to
something
beat
inside.
White, I guess what he's saying is we'll beat White and then kill him and stop him from escaping, and then we can do what we need to do. So we're like in a totally different area now, I think. We're right about to the end. White totally messed us up, and for no reason really. And because of
Let's
that,
go.
in a lot of ways, we now kind of know what kind of person he is for the DLC where we play as him, which is kind of weird. I mean, if we know he's untrustworthy, that just messes up any mystery in the DLC. So here is where White was talking to us, I guess. And we're going to go this way, I guess. And I bet there's nothing we can do over here. Well, there is something we can do over here. Come on, what's the deal with this? It's just like empty rooms and empty rooms. Here's the elevator, I guess, where we could have gone. And this is where that part stops. entire sections of this map not used. They were just hoping we would run the right direction and ignore that. Well, I guess this is the elevator on the next floor, so this isn't quite where we got gassed. Nothing there. It feels very much like they were trying to build a multi-level building, and it just doesn't work that well. It didn't work that well in the city houses either. There's nothing here. Interesting. Guess we go this way. Again, no zombies. This is just feeling too easy. This feels like we're just going back into the shower section. There's nothing here. Just completely empty sections of the map. Remember, there was no difficulty setting, so unless the game has auto-adjusted
Maybe there's something useful.
to say that I'm not a very good player, and because of that, it's not summoning zombies. Unless that's the case, which I don't believe it is the case, all those sections are just there. So here's kind of the prison hospital section, I would guess. Let's see, can I throw this all the way that way? No, it's too far. How about that? So here's an elevator section. Again, I could go rage mode right now, but without an ability to regain rage mode, then I don't have it for the final boss battle. So then that would become an issue. Go down. So this area almost makes sense. If this was where they were going to introduce these rams in this mental medical ward, that almost makes sense. Because you could say this is a psych ward as much as you could say this is a medical ward. Either one would be acceptable. But we've been seeing those guys for a long time. Since the city, since the second area of 4 areas. If you include the laboratory and the catacombs as parts of the jungle, which the game mostly does. So this is the door that opens, and we're backpedaling here. It's taking more and more damage. More and more hits to kill these guys. less and less items we can search, less items where we can pick up things. Not a big surprise since we're at the end of the game. Right. What in the world was that? That's a thug. Apparently I can get the floater stuck and just attacks so that it doesn't matter. I'm mostly just grinding right now. At the last second when there's really no reason to. Just trying to clear out the area.
Maybe there's something inside.
Yep, but there's nothing here. No collectibles, no mods. Why would there be? The game is done with us at this point. Let's see. I still have like 30 of these, I believe. I could use a repair. That would be nice if I could repair my weapon at 50% damage. Getting money. So I just think it's probably a good idea to oh, run. It hit the rafter. Let's start using this weapon instead. And try that again. Looking everywhere. Any collectibles? Which is going down this hallway. There you go. You know what? You can both have that. So he's gonna run around there. Die. Seems a little repetitive. Missed that. Didn't do that very well either. My timing is getting all messed up here. Grab a snack. Like, I'd really want to be eating or drinking any of the food in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. This is how I get infected. It's not by being bitten, just by eating food that has it in it. Alright, that's the way to go, so this is the wrong way. Let's run down here and just make sure there's nothing. And there's nothing. And then let's run down here and make sure there's something. And of course there's gonna be something. Let's see. Time to equip our last stock of deodorant bombs. We've got all kinds of bullets, so in theory I could take all of those. But unless there's a repair bench somewhere around here, I'm not going to get to use that, my favorite sword. Ah, here is a repair bench. So, Toxic Zed's demise. Could we upgrade anything else? Not particularly. We can make Molotovs if we wanted to. But I don't even feel a need to do that. Are we ready? Let's go. Ah, more of this, really? We're not cutscene, getting the cutscene, we're not still collectibles here.
Let's open this up.
I really thought when I walked through that door that was going to be the final boss fight. Oh, recording.
I've decided that I'm going to document the symptoms. Maybe my experience can help the doctors figure out what this is. Okay, so I'm hungry. I'm fucking hungry. A gnawing, burning, screaming need. So fucking painful I can't even think. They're gonna see that I'm turning. I'm so sorry, Jacob. I'm so sorry. I'm working so hard to hold on to any thread of sanity. I can't even remember what I'm trying to say. Why am I so fucking ravenous? I feel like my fucking skin is on fire, like someone is driving nails into my fucking forehead. Stop it, stop it. Jacob? Hey, buddy. Why are you afraid of me? It's me. It's your dad. Jacob!
So, is this the guy here?
Look out! Hang on the door! Kill that fucking thing!
Sit on the ground. No, it's not a phone. It's some kind of digital recorder. Just leave it.
So this is where the guy ended up. So that's the end of the recordings. Nothing really useful in the recordings. No big twist there. We kind of expected him to be dead, or I personally expected him to be dead after about the 4th recording. And the fact that he made it this far is quite amazing. But it didn't really help anything. Let's see. Now I haven't been able to run to a store lately, so as I'm picking up the last few weapons here, I can't sell them, make any money to repair or upgrade anything. So the right way this whole section should be going is it should be not really giving me any weapons, and instead giving me a ton of money. That way I could upgrade weapons if I so chose. But it probably still needs to hand me a few weapons, just in case I've made some terrible mistake and not repaired what I had. This door opens. This door opens. Big square room. Nothing in here but zombie death. This door opens. It's just another square room with a zombie in it. Here's a picture. It looks like the same picture of the mother and daughter that we were supposed to kill in the church. Wouldn't that be ironic if it is the same picture? And the mother and daughter were living two lives or something? Here's a fun fact of Benoit. I wouldn't be surprised if I did some challenge or achievement by collecting all of those, but I don't know. I guess we'll look at the challenges and achievements when everything's all said and done. It's a square room, nothing in it. They're getting lazy here. How many of this is 2 thugs and an exploder? Just take 2. We never ran into a situation where there was a bunch of them. It would have been cool if we ran into like a pit of zombies, like 100 zombies on screen, but we were perfectly safe and all you had to do is throw some grenades in there or something. Just something to get a lot of XP. Here's a feeble baseball bat that requires level 41. We're still not at level 41, and we're at the end of the game. Like I said, the max level is 65 because of a patch or DLC. I think a patch. It is kind of sucky for games to increase the max level because you bought DLC. That means effectively that people who pay more can play the game and get benefit from playing the game more than those who don't pay for the DLC. And that seems a little unfair. Yeah, this isn't fun. This is just boring. Walking into these square rooms. They might as well have just put more bars over them. Just another square room. And let's see, we're going down this way. what's over here as we go the wrong direction. Nothing. Okay, good. We'll run this way. See what's over here. Are we ready to do it? Let's see. What do we want to... What does the most damage? The Magnum does, actually. The shotgun, technically. Let's just do this. Really? Are we going up another floor? Are they gonna make us go a third floor of boring, half-finished, probably less than half-finished gameplay? Hope is last to die. Travel to the roof, new quest on the edge. Find your way to the hospital roof. Here we go. Now this should be the final boss battle. Alright. This police. Let's just try this. I'm having trouble seeing these guys.
You're too late. Emily and I are flying out of here, and you'll stay behind with no bloody chance of escape.
So now we have to kill Ryder White. Where are the guys? I can't even see them. You know what? How about that? Take that. Oh, there's Ryder White. He's shooting at me from up there. Am I not hurting him? Alright, I'm not hurting him. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's gonna work. I don't think anything's gonna work. Will the elevator let me up? Will this let me up? You can't beat me, I have one last card to play. I bet I can beat him because I can just respawn, in theory. Unless the game's gonna restart, which would be rather annoying. If that was the case. Arm explosives. Why would I want to arm explosives? I don't know, let's do it. $16 med kits. So we get back to the thought of what would it be like if we were playing as the gun character, since we're really in the middle of this gunfight. And I think playing as the gun character, you would end up having a lot more of this. I really do. But definitely feeling an imbalance in difficulty here. There's all kinds of bullets.
Maybe there's something useful.
There's a weapon in case we're just totally screwed up there. No, I can't walk in there. This fence is down though. There we go. So maybe now we can get up here. And we just had to walk up here. We couldn't even stop him.
I don't have to explain
Couldn't kill
myself to
him.
you. Look, your wife is gone. Look at her. She ain't coming back. But you can still save us. Take one more step and you're dead. I have the cure, all right? The doctors in Sydney will make more. We'll send helicopters. We'll save everyone.
With a nuclear bomb? Kevin told us the plan. You're gonna kill everyone.
Maybe I should start with you. I have no choice here, right? This virus threatens the entire bloody world. Benoit is lost either way.
It's easy to kill millions of faceless nobodies, isn't it?
Stay back!
They hardly seem human.
Stop!
But killing someone you love, it's not so easy, is it?
Son of a bitch! Shit!
Oh no, Jin! And the serum didn't even work. So Jin's gone, and let's face it, I can't really care about it. Alright, so that's not gonna work. We need something closer to the shotgun. I don't know what's gonna work on this guy. In fact, I pretty much know nothing is. Like, Jin tried. I mean, they tried to make us care about her. They really did, but they did not succeed in any way. He is way too high level. I've got to do something like this.
They're murdering me!
Yeah, they are. Over and over again. the bad parts of the story just needed to not exist if the good starts were going to play the way they wanted it to. I had checked out on any like dramatic thought. Just hope that explodes and hurts them while I'm dying. I may just have to throw grenades right at my feet and let myself be sacrificed. I'm not doing enough damage. The electric is keeping them busy. There we go. And he's got a feeble mace on him. And that's it.
He was right about one thing. Benoit is lost. If not him, then someone else will soon send a nuke with our name on it. The quicker we leave, the better.
So it's these four characters, feasibly all four of these characters, and her, if she comes on the elevator.
Come on!
And the prisoner, all of them could come back in Dead Island 2. In theory.
According to officials, Benoit is still under quarantine. The sought-after vacation destination, popular with celebrities and wealthy tourists alike, was ironically originally a penal colony and still houses one of the strictest maximum security prisons in the world. It is home to many dangerous criminals and terrorists, including Karen, the infamous hacker for hire who has worked for everyone from Al-Qaeda to the Yakuza. Meanwhile, news of the lethal virus on the island has caused a worldwide panic. Some have claimed that the virus is only the first wave of a massive international terrorist attack, and that the intentions are global. Bernard Green, spokesman for the Australian Defence Force, denies the claims.
There is no basis for these ridiculous rumors. The entire island is under military quarantine, and the maximum security prison is completely secure. The hacker known as Karen, and every other terrorist imprisoned there, isn't going anywhere. Humanitarian aid is on its way, and you can be sure that the virus, or whatever it is, will not leave the island.
The whole world anxiously watches what is happening in Benoit. For the moment, all flights in and out have been cancelled.
Oh, shit, man, I can't believe we made it. At this point, I'll be goddamn glad to have all my old problems back. As long as the world is the way it used to be.
It's not. And never will be. Trust me.
So, is the indication here that he's Karen, obviously. That's the easiest part. Is the indication that he, in the laboratory, released the zombies? Is the indication that he started from the prison the zombie outbreak?
You ain't scared.
I don't know how you could have. We really don't have the beginning of this. Let's see. We know the natives had Kuru. Kuru got mutated, and it started spreading. So maybe he opened the doors in the laboratory and let it spread. Maybe he opened some other electronic doors in some other places and let the zombie virus spread. But he obviously couldn't have orchestrated the creation of it. He didn't get in contact with the natives and tell them to practice cannibalism for generations. Although maybe he did. Maybe there was, the zombie virus was a mutated version of Kuru they made in the laboratory, and he had it injected into some of the natives. I don't know. The problem there is there's just no story in this game to really prove that. Poor Jin is dead, but I mean, I really can't care. They would have had to work a lot harder to not be weird and not have so many characters in it. Let's just get away from the weird fantasy that some of the creators of this game had with zombies and bikinis and lingerie in that one bunker where they were shooting the porn, and all the lingerie models on all the posters everywhere. Just putting all that to the side. There's just too many other characters in this game. It's just new character that you deal with, new character that has a quest for you, new character that has a quest for you, over and over again. So we should have run into Jin at the very beginning of the game, and she should have been with us the whole game. She should have told us more stories. Half of the story and dialogue from other characters should have been put into writing Jin's story and dialogue. Her father potentially needed to have gotten bit about halfway through the game. The levels on this system, to get away from the problem with the story, which is practically non-existent, half the cutscenes seem blatantly missing, or one of them seemed bugged or unfinished even. Let's talk about the bigger issue. The levels are just completely bugged and unfinished. So, as we're going through the credits here and wrapping up, I hope this wraps up the credits. We know this was a big AAA thing. Maybe not AAA, maybe it was a AA if you were going to say that. Maybe not the biggest of the biggest companies made this game, but this was not an independent type creation. They really worked on this and tried their best, but they're missing a lot. So Dead Island 2 now has to be way better than this game. It has to be on par or better than Dying Light, which, again, let me say, Dying Light is your choice. If you haven't played Dying Light, don't play Dead Island 2. If you are going to play Dead Island 2, maybe not even play Dead Island 1. Definitely don't play Dead Island Epidemic, because you can't, probably. Don't play Dead Island Riptide, because everybody says that's garbage, and I have that game. I will cover it at some point, but I don't know exactly when I would bother to do that. Probably when I start running out of other good games to play, would be my guess. But they keep trying. It's as if Assassin's Creed, the Assassin's Creed series, was not successful for 4 games, and yet they made an Assassin's Creed 5 anyways. That's effectively what's going on with Dead Island 2. And to be truthful, Assassin's Creed 1 wasn't super successful, but Assassin's Creed 2 was. And usually that's the turnaround. If you can manage to get a sequel out of a game, and then the sequel is as good or better than the original, you can make a series out of this. This one hasn't managed to get anything as good or better than Dead Island 1. In Dead Island 2, I imagine you have to be on an island, otherwise it makes no sense. I don't know if they're going to bring in the Karen thing. I don't know what Karen, the hacker, is going to do. Per se, is he going to spread the zombie virus on purpose? Is he going to be the bad guy? Rydo White here was technically the final bad guy, but there really was no bad guy for most of the game except for the zombies, which is fun in a zombie game. I don't have a real problem with that. We didn't, again, because there's no story in this game, really, we didn't get a nice resolution of what started the zombie apocalypse, how to cure it. Getting a final boss guy was cool, but that final boss battle was super unbalanced. And now we have this weird thing where the DLC is going to be Rydo White. So we know what happens to him. We know he dies at the end of this and turns into a zombie, and then the zombie version of him dies. So every single bit of the DLC doesn't make any sense at all. We're just gonna see some backstory, I suppose, some side story explaining what he did to get to the point where he died. Here we have voice actors that are just saying various characters, various characters. That's not how you do credits. If you're gonna say they're a voice actor and just list their name, that's one way. If you're gonna say they're a voice actor and they did various characters, that's not acceptable. You need to list every single character. Come on, it's a text file. It doesn't take that much space to do the work, and you should have the work. Proofreading, French version. Would the game be any better if you listened to it in French? Nah, I don't think so. Or Polish. No. Although it might be interesting to listen to that silly rap song in a different language. So Techland is the company, again, that made Dying Light. They made this game, but they don't own it. Silver Diving, or Deep Silver, I believe, is the company. It'll come up here, that owns the brand. And that's what they're all about as far as all the other Dead Island games. Like Techland only made the first one, then they went their separate ways, and Techland went and made Dying Light, which is the better game by far, but it is also several years later that Dying Light came out, so it's not a very great comparison, not very fair at all. What will be a much more fair comparison is Dead Island 2 compared to Dying Light, because those will only be a few months apart from their release. And Dead Island 2 was being made by a different company, and then Dead Island 2 got pushed back, and then Dead Island brand people, the owners of the brand, parted ways with the developer of Dead Island 2. So it wouldn't really even surprise me if this Dead Island 2 doesn't even come out anytime soon, or ever. It wouldn't surprise me if it just gets secretly canceled. It's kind of a shame if that happens. It's, even though there are lots and lots of zombie games for PC and for video games in general, a lot of them are first-person shooters where you shoot zombies and don't have this RPG element. A lot of them are done badly, so that's an issue too. A lot of Steam games try to go the zombie route, and there's nothing that interesting in it. So a good zombie movie-esque zombie game is kind of rare in the video game industry. Surprisingly enough, Deep Silver is the publisher and owner of the brand. That's what I thought. Deep something. If I haven't made it perfectly clear, I'm not super impressed with Dead Island. I wasn't super impressed with it before. In comparison to an RPG game where you run and gun and do missions such as Borderlands, Borderlands knocks it right out the park. Borderlands is way more fun because it's much faster action, much better laid out areas, much better laid out quests, many more quests that are just fast and furious about completing them and getting XP. You can easily get over leveled in Borderlands. This game, it just adjusted the level of zombies, and at the end the boss fight was still too difficult. At the end it still took 2 to 3 hits to kill a zombie. It took 2 to 3 hits to kill a zombie at the very beginning of the game. So the entire level up system was pretty much useless. The rage system was pretty much useless. It wouldn't have helped me probably in the boss fight because he was moving too fast. Anyways, A few things helped. Having more slots, saving money when you died probably helped a little bit, but almost, I would say 90% of those skills that we unlocked were pointless. Versus Borderlands, almost every single skill you put in a Borderlands level up gives you something worthwhile, something very interesting. So this, for me, playing this game is my first step as an experiment to play a game like Borderlands, which I plan to do. So I have Borderlands, Borderlands 2, and Borderlands pre-sequel to play. That's potentially 600 hours of gameplay. This game was probably somewhere around 30 to 40 hours of gameplay so far. I'd be surprised if it's 40, but it might have been. So 10 times this, maybe 15 to 12 to 15 times this much footage is how much I expect when I finally do start touching those games. But I have so many other games to cover. I have to be very careful about my time as far as that. Are the credits finally going to be over? We've been sitting here for a very long time. Alright, so let's quickly see what continue does. The saves contains an already finished campaign. The game will reset your progress and you'll be able to play the campaign beginning. Your player development inventory will be kept. Are you sure? No, not quite yet. So, as far as achievements, we got 27 of 58. Let's see the things we didn't do. Like hit him with a hammer, kill 10 zombies in a row with headshots. Yeah, that's never gonna happen. Kill 25 zombies using a blunt melee weapon. Guns don't kill, but they help kill 250 zombies using a firearm. Kill infected with a grenade blast. Kill 25 zombies with your bare fist. I only killed 3 with my bare fist. Explore the entire island. So 70 out of 72? That doesn't make sense. What were the 2 areas in the island that I didn't explore? That is weird. Then some secret achievements. Kill 150 using the analog fighting controls. Well, gee, you can't get that achievement if you play on digital. Complete the first act with 4 different characters to be played. So they want you to play the game 4 times, the first act, and probably play the whole game. Join another player's game. That's never going to happen for me. Kill 100 enemies in Fury. Play 10 different co-op partners for at least 15 minutes each. Bunch of co-op things. So everything that's left is pretty unrealistic at this point. We have several more quests to do. Let's see. As far as challenges, I kind of like the idea of challenges and achievements giving you XP, but they don't really work. Alright. And then personal statistics, we could kind of look here. Overall time played 30 hours. Interesting. I did 126 quests, 35% of the challenges, 46% of the achievements, and then that's in total. None of that is done by anybody except for Xian. And so that's it. We have additional content is unlocked the Bloodbath Arena, which we'll never do, the Ripper mod, which we had and never really used, and then the Ryder White. So the real interesting thing here is, can we start the game again as Ryder White?
This is the end of days, Judgment Day.
we get a
It's in the
new...
Book of Revelations.
Is somebody
And
talking?
the dead arose and climbed from their graves and walked among the
Fuck, I should have never listened to Cinemoy. God, man, I should have left with the
So it just skips the intro and all that. Puts us right here. We've got Toxic Zed's demise and everything. So we are still Jin though, sadly. So you can play again all you want. And you will have everything you want. You can, so that's nice. So a second time, but remember the max level is level 65. So in this playthrough you are going to run at your max level. 3 more level ups would get you here. But yeah, that just doesn't really work. Let's see, so quit the menu, yes. So instead, I may very well overwrite my save game when we do the Rydo White DLC, which is going to be annoying if that is the case, but I really don't care because I'm not going to come back and play this a second time. I wouldn't recommend people play it a second time. I barely recommend people play it the first time. I, having played the main game, have to strongly suggest you wait until some trusted game reviewer tells you more information about Dead Island 2, that they've played it all the way through, that it actually is a game worth playing before even getting into this. Whereas in comparison, I can say go play Dying Light because I've heard a lot of people say it's good, and that's my very weak recommendation there. Or go play Borderlands. I've played Borderlands all the way through like 2 times. So I can guarantee you that's going to be a fun game. There'll just be not that many zombies in Borderlands. There is actually a DLC for zombies in Borderlands, but in the main part of the game you don't take on that many zombies. Anywho, that's going to be it for this series. Rydo White, it will start next episode, so it's not technically the end of the series, but that's it for the main game. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.